assholes with opinions.
What's up, everybody? This is the Gonzo Shark.
This is the Splat Man.
And you are tuned into the AWO show, so don't change that dial. Here we go.
Assholes with opinions, motherfuckers.
Okay, so we're going to talk about new images that were released from the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood movie that's coming out from Quentin Tarantino within the next year. Two pictures of Rick and Cliff, and I'm very excited about these. I'm excited about this movie. Splat Man, you saw these pictures. What do you think about them?
Well, first off, you're talking about Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt, and they look straight from the 70s, if you ask me. Like, they are straight from the 70s era. They look good. They look the part. I mean, come on. What'd you expect? They were going to both fucking look awesome, especially with Quentin Tarantino above them and shit, you know? But not much was released yet with the pictures. I mean, it's just them pretty much standing there. But I mean, they looked the part.
Did you see the picture of Leonardo DiCaprio on set on top of a tank? Did you see that picture?
No.
Okay, well, there's another picture out there that I saw of him on set. Like, it's probably not an official picture like the other ones that we saw, but it's him on set, and I think he might be holding a gun. I'm not totally sure, but I think he may be, and he's on like a tank, like hanging off the side of it. So even just with that picture alone, one of the first pictures I saw, I kind of didn't expect to see a tank in the movie.
No, honestly, I didn't see no picture with the tank. I just seen pretty much the one picture of them two standing there. Brad Pitt's leaning against like a cement wall, and Leo's just chilling there in his fancy 70s style leather jacket.
Well, let me just clarify this too. I say a tank, but it may not be like a full-blown tank. It's a military vehicle, is basically what I'm saying. He was on some sort of military vehicle, and it was pretty serious looking, and not something I expected to see in the movie. But the other picture of them looks unbelievable, because it looks like characters that I would like. They're kind of dressed almost like, or at least Leonardo DiCaprio is dressed almost like Robert De Niro would in like Goodfellas or Ray Liotta, I feel like.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. I get that vibe all the way.
You know what I mean? Or even like Casino, too. That was another one where they even dressed even more fancy. And I got that vibe right away. I'm like, straight out of the 70s. And, I'm glad, because I think it's going to look super fucking authentic. You know what I mean? And I know DiCaprio and Pitt can pull it off. They can pull anything off. So just that combo, dude, that fucking combo is awesome. Them three together as like the main fucking part of the movie, like the nucleus of the movie, is awesome, dude.
No, you're right. And like, I can't wait to see like the tone of like the 70s streets of Hollywood, just, the style, the drugs, the rock and roll, everything like that. And like you said, the trio between them three, man, it's going to be awesome. And then all the other cast with Al Pacino and what other ones are there? There's so many. I can't even remember.
Many. Al Pacino, Tim Roth, Michael Madsen. There's the chick, whatever that main chick. I don't remember her name.
Maggie Robbie.
Yeah. And then
Quinn.
There's some other people too that are.
Yeah, Emile Hirsch.
Oh, yeah, Emile Hirsch is in it. And I don't necessarily remember all their names either, but like I know their faces. You know what I mean? I just don't always remember their names. But like that, obviously, we already talked about the cast, the stack top to bottom. And one thing that I'm super interested to find out about the movie is like, or when it comes out, when I actually see it, is he going to film it in like old style camera to make it look, really look like a 70s movie? Or is he going to film it still looking like the 70s, but with like today's technology, because he could go either way and it would still be good. But I'm very curious about that.
Yeah, knowing Quentin Tarantino, he'd be the one to pull something like that, like take an old fashioned camera and shoot it with that.
Oh, definitely.
Make it style. But I mean, there's so much technology nowadays. They can shoot it in HD and make it look like it's shot in the 70s,
Yeah.
So It might save him a little money if he just does it with the new technology and change it after.
Of course, of course. And I was almost thinking, like, I mean, because he's such a fucking brilliant mind, I feel like maybe he'll mix the two. You know, certain themes and parts of the movie, certain aspects of it might be in like regular HD, you know, normal, like we would see any other movie, and then a lot of the other movie be in like old school style camera looking. You know what I mean? Because that
You
he
got to
could do
think.
that.
You got to think he grew up over there in that time. He's seen Hollywood in that time, so he has all these images in his head, dude, from that time. So they're all old fashioned. He's probably gonna bring it to life. How he saw it. So I wouldn't doubt if he pulled out an old fashioned camera.
Oh, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be
I
awesome.
wish I'd seen the whole tank picture. I didn't see it. I tried looking it up just now too. I couldn't find it. But it makes me wonder why the hell would there be some sort of like armored vehicle? Like, I mean, I guess 70s was time of war and the hippies, I guess. So
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. I don't know where it would fit in.
it kind of reminded me of like maybe it's just some sort of like drug like a certain part of the movie that's about like some drug cartel or something like that. Because I mean, it didn't look like it was like war, like military in that sense, but it looked like just like military grade vehicle, maybe a military grade gun I saw in it, and it almost looked like they were out like in the middle of nowhere.
Like
So
a
it's like,
SWAT.
yeah, like very much like SWAT type shit. So, maybe they're going to be fighting with, some drug cartel in the movie too, or something like that. Or maybe Charles Manson has some type of crazy shit going on. I
Yeah,
don't know.
that's true, man. They're probably setting off the SWAT for Charles Manson and his crew.
Yeah. I'm not sure, but I mean, either way, I'm super excited about it. And the images that are coming out are only making me wonder more. And,
Yeah.
so it's just cool. It's making me building the anticipation so much for that
And
to
we're
come
gonna
out.
and we're gonna get so many more pictures released, dude. So we're gonna have so much more to talk about, and
Oh, hell yeah. Hell
you
yeah.
know, so
All right. So we're going to move on to another trailer that just came out. And this movie just kind of came out of nowhere for me. I never even heard of it. Didn't know it was coming out. Didn't know it was being written or produced. But it's a movie called Overlord that's produced by J.J. Abrams. And Splatman, you have the other details. What's the director's name? Julius Avery?
yeah, yeah. It's directed by Julius Avery, written by Billy Ray and Mark L. Smith. Um, Yeah, I'll give you a little brief synopsis about the movie. On the eve of D-Day during World War II, U.S. paratroopers dropped behind enemy lines to infiltrate a small village. Unfortunately, they realize the Nazis are experimenting with supernatural forces to fight them. Kind of reminds me a little bit like Call of Duty. I bet a lot of people would agree with the whole Nazi zombie feel, like horror war feel to it. It looks like a brutal mess to me. It looks in a good way. It looks good. It looks like it has that war tone to it, but then it gets a little spooky and like supernatural and zombified, and I'm down for it, man. It looks good. Also, it's released for November 9th, 2018, so it's not too bad, not too
Oh,
long
so
of a wait.
yeah,
So
that's coming out real soon. And, I totally agree with you on the whole, zombie and Call of Duty. It looks exactly like that. Like, they got the idea, or somehow that, the idea is the same as, what Call of Duty people had to have Nazi zombies or whatever. Because the movie, I mean, to me, it looked like a live action Call of Duty game, but that probably has a really good story, I would think, and really good action. With J.J. Abrams, he doesn't fuck around. Like when Super 8 came out and he directed that and produced that movie was fucking awesome. And a lot of his TV shows that he produces are awesome. They're considered some of the best shows that have ever been made. So I'm super excited to see that because that shit looks brutal and it looks creative, really creative.
yeah, and I always thought Call of Duty, the whole Nazi zombie thing, was a great idea for a movie. I always thought like they'd make a huge Call of Duty movie, it'd be great. But like just the whole, because learning in history class how the Nazis and Hitler did a whole bunch of sick experiments to people, and like they'd be the ones that experiment with zombies and like the afterlife and shit like that. So I think it's a wicked cool thing. During the war, probably one of the biggest wars ever is World War II, and just throw zombies in there. I mean, looks great. I'm down for it. And yeah, I just hope it's really good. I hope the trailer's not fooling us.
Yeah, and I agree with that because it does look like, you got to be skeptical with a lot of movies nowadays because they know how to make a trailer, make the movie look 10 times better than it really is. But like I said, with J.J. Abrams and, you know, just the how good he is at what he does and just the way the trailer looks, it's like, I just don't see how it's not going to be good. If it sucks, that'll be a huge letdown. But go check out the trailer because form your own opinion on it. To me, it looks great. And if you're into that sort of thing, it's definitely a trailer you want to see because it doesn't look like anything else that's coming out lately. You know what I mean? As much as it seems like it's similar to Call of Duty, it's still a pretty original concept in a lot of ways. To make a movie out of it, to me, I feel like there's got to be a lot of originality to that.
Yeah, and if you're into a war movie, if you're into zombies, go check out Overlord. You know, it looks good. Go check it out. Go check out the trailer. Released November 9, 2018. Go check it out.
Hell yeah. And leave your thoughts in the comments below. We want to know what you guys think about this movie because like I said, there's nothing like it out there right now. And it's something that everybody should at least check out the trailer. So if you check out the trailer, which you should, let us know what you think of it in the comments. Let's move on to the Joker casting because this is a big topic.
Yeah, some big shoes to fill.
Yep, huge shoes to fill.
Some big clown shoes to fill.
And like I said, like you know, just so everybody knows, Todd Phillips is directing it, which we've already gone over this in a different video, but just to bring everybody up to speed real quick, Todd Phillips, he's known for, you know, Road Trip, Due Date, War Dogs, Starsky and Hutch.
Come on, old school kid, one of the best comedies ever.
Yeah, one of the best comedies ever. Yeah, in my opinion, he's a great director, especially after seeing War Dogs, which I felt like was a totally different vibe of movie compared to the other ones that he's normally done because it's not really a comedy. And that movie was fucking awesome. Like, that kept me hooked the whole fucking time. So the Todd Phillips directing it part, I'm really excited about. Joaquin Phoenix, I think he's a great actor. There's not many things that I've seen him in that I didn't like. That being said, like we just said, it's such huge shoes to fill. I have no idea how this fucking guy is going to go about it. Because anybody that plays the Joker now, considering the Jokers that we've gotten over the last 20 to 30 years, and with that being two in Jack Nicholson and Heath Ledger, both of those guys are hard shoes to fill in different ways. So having him come out with it now, I'm wondering how he's going to approach that role because it's like, how do I top that? You know?
No, I agree. Yeah, this movie kind of caught me off guard because, you know, I heard a lot of the Joker movies were in the works, but I heard a lot about, you know, Jared Leto reprising his role as the Joker and all that stuff. So I didn't really know what they were going, but when they released Todd Phillips was directing it, right there was awesome. And then, you know, just to see Joaquin Phoenix join the cast and take the part of the Joker is awesome because at first I don't think he was going to take the part. I think when he heard the role of the Joker, he was thinking, you know, huge movie, $1 million budget movie, you know, because it's DC, Marvel, Batman has to do with Batman. And I don't think he wanted to, you know, get in those shoes. But when he heard that it was Todd Phillips and it was kind of a low budget film, you know, kind of like nothing too outrageous with money, just, you know, a small script, nothing too crazy. That's why Joaquin jumped right in there. You know, I think he's gonna crush it. It's gonna be like an independent film feel. He's gonna have that, you know, I said it before in my other video, that he has that, like, I can see him making you feel bad for him in the beginning, being that down depressed comedian, and then coming up as like a psychopath fucking killer, you know, the clown prince. Joker has a big shoes to fill, you know, between, like you said, Jack Nicholson, Heath Ledger, but there's somebody else you need to check out, dude, because I know you don't watch a show, and the show's called Gotham. You don't watch it, right?
No, I don't.
You haven't watched anything. Well, there's an actor called Cameron Monaghan. That's his name, Cameron Monaghan, and he's from Shameless. Have you watched Shameless?
I've seen some of it, but I don't know. I wouldn't know that guy's name though.
Well, he's the redhead kid that he's gay. He's the gay brother, redhead. Well, he's been playing like a Joker role in Gotham. They won't call it the Joker, like, for some reason, not yet. I think they're gonna, but he's been playing these roles. He's been playing these two brothers called Jeremiah and Jerome, and they have to me, they're the Joker, and he does such an incredible job. I know Jack Nicholson did awesome, and I know Heath Ledger set the bar crazy, crazy awesome, crazy high. But this kid, Cameron Monaghan, is so good. He's such a good actor, and like I love the casting of Joaquin Phoenix, but I think this kid, killing it with the role he has and how young he is. I think they could have went on him as the casting as a Joker, but like I said, I'm down for it. Joaquin Phoenix is a great actor. So
let me ask you a question. Has there been any synopsis on the Joker movie of what it's going to be about?
I just think I don't think there is like on what the actual movie's about, but I think it's a kind of
like an Origins type movie.
Yeah, kind of an Origins, like dark and gritty type Origins Joker film. Yeah,
because what
like
I'm
something that's not attached to anything we see in the movies now with DC and Batman and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Nothing attached to any shows or nothing. Just it's standalone origin, like just a gritty, just
that's
raw movie.
That's interesting to me because I mean, every good movie, especially superhero or comic book movie, needs to have a villain. So it's like, is it going to be an Origins kind of movie where Joker kind of has his own villain in the beginning that eventually turns him into his own villain, becoming the Joker? Or is it going to be like he's going to play the villain to, maybe not even Batman in the movie?
I think he's going to be the villain to himself. I think the whole movie's going to be a fight for himself because, I mean, you don't know much about the Joker origins. You're not as big as into comics like I am or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But, the couple, like, if you watch the movie The Killing Joke, you can see a little bit of the Joker's backstory, which people don't really know what his true backstory is. But it was all about how he was a comedian and he was trying to make money for his family, and he had a wife. I don't know if it was his wife yet or his girlfriend, and she was having a kid or she had a kid. I forgot, but they end up getting killed, and he ends up just mentally going crazy because of everything that goes on in his life. So I think it's just going to be pretty much a gritty movie on like how he becomes the Joker, how he fights with himself. He does get involved with mob at one time to try to pay the bills. He puts on the Red Hood, and that's another character we can get into. But hopefully they can cover that. So the mob is going to have something to do with it. The mob might portray as the bad guy in the movie, but I think it's just going to be pretty much the evolution of the Joker. Something we've never seen before on the big screen. But I'm glad it's not anything huge. I'm glad they're doing like a standalone, gritty, like twisted, rated R Joker movie.
Well, the way
it wouldn't fit where DC is now with like the Justice League and Wonder Woman. It wouldn't fit,
No. And I don't think Todd Phillips would fit in that realm either. He's not that kind of director. And
I think that's why Joaquin Phoenix took the role, because he heard him and how Todd Phillips didn't want nothing too big and fucking,
Well, I think that I'm going to be honest with you, Todd Phillips. I haven't really ever seen a movie by him that I didn't like. There's never really been I don't know if there are any ones out there that aren't that good. I don't know if I've seen every movie that he's ever made, but the ones that I have seen, the ones that I do know, they're all really good movies. Like, he knows how to arc a story. He knows how to just kind of start the movie out, establish the characters, establish the story, build it up, create whatever conflict there is in the movie, arc it very well, and then have a good ending. It seems like all of his movies have a good story and they're well written. So I'm really excited about it. I really am, because the Joker's always been one of my favorite characters. Batman has always been my favorite superhero. So I mean, and I don't know if anybody can ever top Heath Ledger. I think Jack Nicholson could be topped, and Heath Ledger obviously did top him. Just because the Jack Nicholson one was more of, I feel like that movie was just more Hollywood style. They were trying to make a big budget Batman movie for the time, get the best actors, and Jack Nicholson did a great job, but it was more comedic, I feel like. It was kind of funny, and it was more sadistic in like a funny way. as opposed to Heath Ledger, who was so dark that it was like, wow, dude, like this guy is scary as fuck. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. Well, that's what I love about the character with the Joker. Like I said, there's no really one backstory of the Joker. So like every actor is gonna portray him differently because there's not one way to portray him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So that's what makes it great. Like no one's gonna create a Heath Ledger Joker.
Yeah.
Except for Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
You know, no one's gonna create a Joaquin Phoenix Joker except for Joaquin Phoenix because he sees the Joker as he pictures the Joker to be. And I don't think Cameron Monaghan, the kid who I bring up from Shameless and Gotham, I don't think he gets enough credit. And I know Heath Ledger was on the big screen. I think that's why he was more people have seen him. But the way this kid can change his attitude and change his like his personality change in an instant is great. I love him. So I think he's almost up there with Heath Ledger. You gotta check it out. Even if you just YouTube scenes, Cameron Monaghan in Gotham, Joker scenes.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out.
You know, and one of the first scenes it wasn't the first scene he was in, but it was the first scene where you actually think he's the Joker. You know, he's sitting at a table and he's getting interviewed, and he seems like the nicest kid and like the innocent kid, and all of a sudden, like this, he turns like mental.
Yeah.
And that's what pulled me into him. You have to watch it. Like he does a great job.
All right. I definitely want to check that out. And you know, who knows? Maybe he'll get a little part in the movie. You never know.
Yeah, there you go.
Could happen. Maybe he's the Joker's nemesis. All right. So San Diego Comic-Con this week, a bunch of new trailers were released. And you have the details on that. Give it to the people. Talk about it.
Well, first I'm going to cover is the Aquaman movie, you know, starring Jason Momoa. If you don't know him, you got to be crazy, but he's like from Game of Thrones, and he just was in Justice League as Aquaman, obviously. Also, Amber Heard is playing in it. She's from Friday Night Lights. William Dafoe is in it. Boondock Saints, Spider-Man.
Great actor.
William Dafoe is the man. Speaking of the Joker, he'd probably make the most incredible Joker ever. But
he would be good.
They don't want to cast him. Also, Nicole Kidman, Days of Thunder, Batman Forever. You know, she was. The movie looks good. Directed by James Wan.
Oh, James Wan.
Yeah, the movie looks great. The release date is December 21st, 2018. The movie looks awesome. Seeing all the sharks swim around and just, you know, it made more of an impact than I thought, to be honest with you. It was just, it was just cool. It looks like another world we get to see, like when we watch Guardians of the Galaxy the first time, like the world we've seen up in space, and it just looks awesome, like the underworld of Atlantis. It looks cool. Mm-hmm. It's following the events of the Justice League. Arthur Curry, you know, Aquaman, is caught in a battle between surface dwellers that threaten his oceans and his own people who are ready to lash out and invade the surface. That's pretty much what the movie's going to be about.
Yeah.
Yep. So if you haven't seen that trailer, check it out. You know, you guys should catch up with everything with San Diego Comic-Con. That's when all the good stuff comes out. The other trailer I want to talk about is Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Did you watch the newest one, Godzilla? The first one?
The newest Godzilla? I didn't see that yet.
No. It was good. I thought it was good. I thought it, you know, there was little things here and there wrong with it. I don't think the acting was the best, but I thought all in all, as a monster movie, Godzilla was great. This Godzilla movie has like a different tone to it because they're unleashing like other monsters.
Same director? Is it the same director or no?
I don't think it is the same director. It's directed and co-written by Michael Dougherty. I don't think he directed the first one. It doesn't feel like the same vibe as the first one, but I should have that marked down, I guess. A couple people I don't know, I know Kyle Chandler a little bit from Friday Night Lights and the King Kong movie that was out like 2005. And you got Vera Farmiga. I think that's how you pronounce her last name. She's wicked cute. She was in The Departed. And,
yeah.
You know,
I know
the
her.
mother in Bates Motel, and
Yes.
Starring the little girl from Stranger Things, Millie Bobby Brown. It's just about humanity's existence hangs in the balance when the mighty Godzilla collides with Mothra, Rodan, and the three-headed monster King Ghidorah. I wasn't the biggest Godzilla fan growing up with, you know, the old Japanese movies and stuff. I seen them here and there. I seen like the 2000 version movie, you know, growing up. Godzilla is always fun to watch though. I remember I remember Mothra. I don't remember the other two, but yeah, I'm down to watch it. Godzilla King of Monsters. If you haven't seen it, go watch the trailer. Go find it. It comes out May 31st, actually, my birthday. So maybe it'll be my little treat for myself. Also, the other movie I want to talk about was Shazam movie starring Zachary Levi. He played in Alvin Chipmunks in Thor Ragnarok. I don't even remember who he played in Thor Ragnarok, but the movie I remember the most is Alvin and Chipmunks, the Squeakquel. And the only reason why I know that is because my son watched it like a million times. Sometimes he still puts it in at night and just wants to watch it over and over again. Kid's been watching it since he was like 5. He's 10 now, so that's 5 years. That's crazy. Yeah, starring Zachary Levi. Also, it's rumors that Dwayne The Rock Johnson will be in it. It's going to hit theaters April 2019. It's directed by David Sandberg. It's about a 14-year-old boy, Billy Batson, once again finds himself in a new foster family. The troubled child is one day confronted by an ancient wizard who gives him the power to transform into an older, godlike superhero upon uttering the word Shazam. Billy and his new foster brother Freddy must learn how to use his new powers to stop the villain Dr. Thaddeus Savannah. Hopefully I didn't butcher that name, but yeah, Shazam. Great trailer. I liked it. You know, Zachary Levi, I didn't expect him to be our Shazam, but let's see where it rolls. You know, he could be a funny guy. He got big for the role. So, you know, I'm excited. DC, let's do this. Shazam, everybody. If you haven't checked out that trailer, check it out. The Walking Dead just released his trailer for season 9. It was like a 6-minute trailer. Even though like I think the show fell off 3 seasons ago, this trailer was actually pretty decent. I actually watched the whole thing. But like I said, the Walking Dead's been falling off. I mean, this trailer might fool us all because the writers lately have been sucking. I don't know what they've been doing over there. I did catch one thing though at the end of the trailer. If people are a fan of the Walking Dead comics, also, I think the zombies are whispering something at the end, at the very last scene. So if you're a fan of the comic books and fan of the show, go back to that trailer and check out the very end. I can hear them whispering something. And then finally, I want to talk about the Flash season 5 trailer. It looked good. They didn't show a lot, so I don't have much to talk about, but I'm excited. Flash is one of my favorite shows on TV. If you haven't watched it, go check it out. Start from season 1 because it's great from the start. Has one of the best villains, the Reverse Flash. He's awesome. He's one of my favorite villains of all time, comic book history. But yeah, if you don't watch that show, check it out. It's awesome. It's well worth it if you're a comic book fan. Gonzo Shark. And that's
All
it
right.
with the San Diego Comic Con shit. That's what I got. That's what I want to talk about.
All right, cool. I mean, I didn't really follow San Diego Comic Con too much. So yeah.
But that's what's good. That's what's good. You have your stuff that you like to fuck around with, and I got my own little nerdy piece of shit to fuck around with.
Exactly. Just fuck around with shit. All right, so it's time for the album and the film of the week.
Well, album of the week. I'm just gonna start off with one of my tops. You know, it's just it takes me back to the high school days. It just I just love it. I can listen to the album from start to finish. Um, I want them to start making more music. I mean, they might be. I don't know. I haven't followed them in a while, but the album is called Make Yourself, and the band is Incubus. It's like one of my favorite albums. Like I said, it reminds me of childhood days. It's just good feeling music, and just I love it. It's got songs like Drive, Nowhere Fast, Privilege is one of my favorites. I Miss You. If you don't know who Incubus is, Google Incubus, check out them, especially that CD, Make Yourself. All their CDs are awesome. Gonzo Shock would probably agree with me. Incubus is awesome. So
100%.
so check them out. Show them the love. And tell me what you think about their album, or the albums, or the band in general.
I'll tell you right now, and Make Yourself's the album that got me into Incubus. And it's a great album, and it's the same thing for me. It brings me right back to teenage years when I started listening to them in 2000 or whatever, or 99. But actually, just so you know, Incubus has a brand new album that came out like within the last year. And I listened to some of it. It's good. Just like any of their other stuff, it's good.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna have to check them out because, like I said, I haven't followed them in a while, and it's hard for me to catch up with the new music nowadays. But like, I'm gonna have to check it out then.
And I think it might be called. It's a number. It could be. I think it might be like 13 or something. And whatever it is, it signifies that's the number of albums that they've had. Like making that one, it was like their 13th album or their 9th album, or whatever it was. So yeah, totally worth the time to check out Incubus if you don't know who they are, and make yourself his album to start with, if you ask me. You know, I'm gonna move on to film of the week, and I figured I'm not gonna like start going over when it's my turn to do film of the week. I'm not gonna go with like my favorite movies right off the rip. I'm gonna kind of keep it more current, like favorite movies that I've seen within the past few years or whatever. So I'm gonna go ahead and just come right out with a movie that sticks out to me so much. I saw the previews for it. I went to the movies and I saw the trailer for it a few years back, and I was like, wow, that movie looks really good. The main guy that's a villain, you wouldn't expect him to be a villain, so I was totally into that right away. And then when I finally saw the movie, it was one of those movies that actually like went beyond my expectations. You know, a lot of times, like I said before, movies don't live up to their expectations, or they know how to make a trailer perceive a movie to be way better than it really is, but it's not really that good. But this movie outdid the trailer 100%, lived up to it. And the movie is called Green Room. If you haven't seen it, check it out. If you have seen it, write down what you thought about it in the comments, because I'm always curious to hear what people think about this movie. I talk to people about it. I've let people borrow it. And nobody has ever come back to me and said that they didn't like the movie. So I can't say that about it. And just to give you a brief synopsis of what the movie is about, it's about a punk rock band that's just trying to, make it in the business. They're playing small shows, whatever. They're driving in a van, very small, low time type of band, just getting started. And the show gets canceled, and this kid hooks them up with a show at this other place. And when they get to the place, they realize that they're playing for like some type of neo-Nazi gang or whatever. It's like a huge group of people that are all like into white supremacy and that sort of thing. And obviously they don't really like that much. So they kind of take a stab at them in the movie when they're playing their music. And they end up, just getting themselves into a situation that they don't want to fucking be in. And the movie is guaranteed to fucking shock you more than once in the movie. You'll never expect where the story is going to go during the movie. It just takes you to places that you never thought you'd go. And the main guy that plays the main villain, Patrick Stewart, does it so well. He's, famous for being in like Star Trek, and he was also in the new fucking Wolverine movie. What was the name of that movie? The new Wolverine one?
He was in like every X-Men movie there is.
Well, yeah, but okay, he was in every X-Men movie there is. All right, perfect. That's good enough. I haven't seen many of the X-Men movies, so I wouldn't fucking know that.
No. I have never seen this movie, and I've heard you bring it up before, and it's something I should have watched already. Sometimes when I'm sitting there thinking of movies to watch and going through them, I don't think of everything. But no, as I'm looking through it, first thing I notice is Patrick Stewart, Professor X himself. Also, that I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, but his name is Anton Yelchin.
Yeah, he died, but he's great. Oh, he's great.
That kid is a great actor. He was great in Star Trek. He was great in Alpha Dog. He was great in what's that movie called when his neighbor was a vampire?
It was a remake, Fright Night.
Fright Night, yeah, it was remake. The movie was actually kind of decent, even though it had Colin Farrell in it. But the kid did great actor. Sucks that he died. Rest in peace, man. Because he and every actor that had worked with that kid said like this. He had such a range that he could have. The Stars was, he was going to make it huge one day, even though he was already making it huge. But he was a great guy, I guess, great heart. But rest in peace, man. But yeah, I got to check out this Green Room.
You
movie,
do
actually. So I'm going to check it out, and I'm going to comment and tell you what I think about it.
Yeah, do it, bro, because I'm telling you, man, it is. I mean, it's not going to be everybody's cup of tea. That's for sure. I can tell you that right now. There's a lot of people that for many different reasons, it could really turn them off. But if you're into the type of movie that's original, because to me it was a very original script, very original storyline, super fucking suspenseful, and it's going to shock you. That was really the thing with me. Like, there was so many times in the movie where it was like, oh shit, I can't believe that just happened. And like, just like looked over at my girl and I'm like, oh my, like, really? That just fucking happened? But it's good, man. The story is so good. And it's just, if you want a movie that's going to keep you on the edge of your seat, fucking this is the movie. You know what I mean? So it's been one of my favorites ever since I saw it. I was just like, wow, dude, wow.
Yeah, don't you love movies like that? Like,
I do, and especially in this day and age, bro, because it's like they don't always come out now. It's like I feel like back in the day, 30, 40, 50 years ago, there were so many more good movies that came out consistently. Nowadays, it's not like that at all. For every like great movie, there could be 10 or 20 bad ones.
No, you talking about this movie kind of reminds me of, like, I know you had your film of the week, but it kind of reminds me of how I feel about Get Out. I don't know if you've seen Get Out.
I loved it. I loved it.
That movie, like, out of movies that came out recently, in the past few years, that movie really sticks out to me because how much it had me involved in the movie. You know?
Yeah, dude.
So,
totally.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check out The Green Room, man. I'm gonna
do it.
Sounds awesome, and so I'm gonna check it out.
You check it out, and everybody that watches this, if you haven't already seen this movie, check it out. Let me know what you think of it because it's awesome. It's such a good movie.
Yeah, let us know what your favorite one of your favorite albums are. What you think about my favorite album is Make Yourself by Incubus. Tell us what one of your favorite films are, like Gonzo's one of his favorite films, The Green Room. Tell us what you think about these movies and the music you listen to. We want to hear what you guys got to think. We want to get to know you a little more, just like you're getting to know us a little more. So yeah, tell us what you think.
Hell yeah. And that's going to do it. So for this episode of the AWO show, thank you for joining us. And the Gonzo Shark is checking out.
Black Man's out too, my man. Peace.
Peace.